Welcome back. In this specific step, we would try and understand the Python concept of module. So I'm trying to create a new Python file, module underscore one.py, and I'm saying OK. So this now contains a empty file. One of the things in Python is your specific code file. This is the Python file, right? So this file can contain methods. So you can directly define a method in here. So you can say I want to create a method 1 over here, and let's say it just prints something. The other thing you can also do in a Python file is define classes, right? So I can say class A, and you can have the methods belonging to class defined in here, right? So this is class underscore method underscore 1, and you can say print. You can call this class method 1, right? So I can print class method 1. So what we are doing here is defining a method, defining a class, and within the class you can define a method, or you can even call these methods directly in here. So I can say method 1, I can create an instance of the class A and directly call the class method 1. So all this stuff you can do in a single Python file. If you are coming from an object-oriented programming language like Java, where each class is defined in its own Java file, then you need to change how you think about it when it comes to Python. In Python, a single Python file can contain multiple classes. So the way you organize classes in Python would be to have all the things which are related. So if you have a group of classes which are related, you take them and put them in a single module. And this module also can contain methods. Now, let's see what would happen when I run this. You'd see that it's printing method 1 and class method 1 and method 1. So whatever code you have directly outside the boundary of a class or a method would automatically get executed. Here method 1 is getting executed, class A dot method 1 is getting executed in here. Whatever we have in here is something called a module in Python. A module is nothing but a set of methods, set of classes, and all this code that you have in that specific Python file. Now, in Python, you would want to reuse one module in another. Let's see how to do that right now. So I'm going to create a new class. I'll call this Python file and I'll call this module2.py. And over here, I'd want to start using the code from module 1. How can I do that? The first thing I would need to do is import. So I can say import module 1, and now I can use all the features from module 1. So I can say module 1 dot method 1, or I can say module 1 dot class A. I would want to create an instance of it, and on that I would want to call the class method 1. Now if you run this, you can see that you can using the code from module 1. One of the things you'd see in here is method 1, class method 1, method 1 is printed twice. Why is it being printed twice? The reason it's being printed twice is when you are importing the module 1, the code which is present in here automatically gets executed. So this is something which you need to always be careful about. When you import a module from another module, if you have any code that's not within a class or a method, then that code is executed automatically. One of the things which we can do to prevent this from happening is just type in main, and you can see what is getting printed. So if underscore underscore name is equal to main, then only do this. What I'll do is I'll print the value, right? So let's print underscore underscore name. So what I'm doing right now is I'm directly running the module1.py. So if you see that now it's printing main, so it's sending main. Now what we would do now is module 1 is being imported into module 2, and I'm running module 2. What is getting passed as name? You can see that the name which is getting passed in is module 1. If I run this Python file directly, then the name gets a value of main. However, if I run this as part of another module, then you are getting the module name as the name. So what we are doing in here is if name is equal to main, what we are doing in here is we are saying only if this module is directly run, then print these. Otherwise, do not execute this piece of code. So what would happen now when I run this? Only the code which I directly put in here is executed. Now I can also comment this one so that this import of modules does not execute any code really. So if you run this module 2 right now, so it shows method 1 and class method 1, method 1. So the important thing that you need to remember from this is a Python module file can contain any number of classes, any number of methods. Typically, what we would do is when we want to use this module in another one, we would do a import. So import module 1, and I can start using everything which is present in that specific module. The last thing which we looked at is more of a best practice. If you are creating a module and if you have some test code to test that module in directly there, then put it in a if block. So this would prevent the code from getting executed when you are importing the module in some other module. I'll see you in the next step where we'll talk about other tips related to Python. Until then, bye-bye.